So this is a few examples of drawing monster tentacles. So I'm just going to draw a couple of examples here. This is one. I'm going to wink some of these, but this one is a basic type of design, which is just tentacle like really, but when it comes to the inking stage, this one in particular, I want it to look like a ripped off sort of tentacle, and so I think it's important to do like the shading underneath as well, establish a light source on these tentacles and try and do like curving contour lines, like I'm just sorting out there with the pencil. So yeah, I like to work out a lot of the shape of things obviously with a pencil first, because you can plan for areas like light and shadow, and that's what I'm just doing there. Yeah, so that's it. That's the example there. So then drawing another one, which is just go off the camera slightly, but this one is got hopefully a bit more energy in this one, like movement, and it's going to be like some kind of like blood drips off it as well, but it's a similar way of drawing these tentacles. You've got to work out the darkest area first because it gives it some kind of form, just like I'm doing a bit of shadow under there, rough pencil marks and things like that first, and then inking you can just change it up and change the shape of the thing, or the actual tentacle shape, rough lines here and there. And I like to work quite rough when I'm inking, and then I can neaten everything up later on. It's just the way I draw things, but may do, you probably ink in a different way to me, but that's just the way things are. But hopefully these examples are of use. You can just like follow how to draw these monster tentacles, and it's not really an exhaustive video with lots of different designs, but I try and added a few like different ways of drawing them here and there, which hopefully will be useful. There's different ways of drawing tentacles, and you can add more to them, like eyeballs and things, which I didn't really add to these, but I like the texturing, when you start to ink these tentacle shapes and working out the flow lines as well, like I'm just sketching in there. It sort of like helps relay which tentacles are bending different ways and stuff like that, so it's good to do that. Just drawing in all the blood or the slime or whatever helps just to add some kind of movement to this tentacle. And you can use different ink pens as well. On this one I'm going to use like a brush pen, not that one, just on the underneath of the shadow, which is sometimes good to use different sort of ink pens and things like that. And you notice like I hold the brush pen in a bit of a different way, that's so I can just do some upward like looking strokes, of the brush tip, so it creates a nice shadowed sort of underside of the tentacle, and I'm just changing up the like texture as well, and just making some little bumps underneath as well, just to add a nice little design to it. If you see me inking other stuff in other videos, then you'll know that I like to use different ink pens, contrast between the 2 or 3 or 4, you know. So I'm just adding some darker, thicker lines there, and then I can come back with the uni pin and just add some thinner like lines. But this is, I like this tentacle piece that I've done here. When you see the finished sort of tentacle, I like this one out of all 4 examples that I did. So again, I'm just working out the shape. I'm not totally making it straight like I did with the pencil. Sort of like following the lines, but then not. That's the way I like to ink sketch and just add like textures and things. So if you learn to draw like tentacles different ways, then you can come up with different ideas, maybe more like complex designs, interweaving tentacles and other stuff that wrap around each other and stuff like that. In the 3rd example, I don't think I inked that one, but it shows you wrapping around like a little stick or something, just to show you a basic way of doing it. But you can see on this one now I'm adding like quite a bit of detail there, and it just helps the image sort of pop, you know, going over certain areas. Small details and things like that. I quite like that one. There's just the top bit there that I forgot to ink. Changed it up a bit, just added a little extra little curl on it, just to create more of a dynamic looking tentacle, if I can call it that. Let's go back and just darken some other areas in that. I would have liked to have gone back to that one and just added a few darker areas with the brush pen, but I just wanted to make them different actually, so I just left it to that one, to look like different examples, so it's pretty good. This is just a little pencil drawing example of a tentacle which like wrapping around, looks like a toothpick or something like that, but it's good to work out drawing them this way, and then you can add like loads of complex tentacles and stuff like that, like an octopus or a squid or some kind of creature with lots of tentacles. So it's good to try and work out how to draw these. This is just basic. You just like do like one over, one under, and then over again, sort of thing, which you'll see a little bit later on when I just add a bit more details to this one. Should have inked this one, but I thought I'd leave it just like as a rough pencil drawing, just as a basic sketch. It's good to just add a bit of shadowing on that little stick or toothpick or whatever you want to call it, then you can separate the rest of it. Sort of like added some spikes on this one later, you know, here, so just helps add something else to it. But as I said, you can add all sorts of stuff to this, like maybe like skin and flesh that's like peeling off or something, or eyeballs like I mentioned earlier. I think it's just about a good idea to get the basics down. Like I'll show you some examples here, and then once you've got, you know, the basics of how you can, especially them curved lines that I'm sketching there, that's the most important bit I can tell you about these tentacles. As long as you get the flow right of these tentacles and the way you draw it, it's pretty much simple from there, and then you can draw more complex ideas. So this final one, I wanted to add like a veiny sort of muscly sort of look to this one. I think I succeeded, but it's just an example. So I wanted to pencil in like a vein shape there. I'll quickly ink this one as well. Yeah, so I wanted it to be more like a muscly, veiny sort of tongue-like, almost this one. So like the veins, when I finished inking this one, it sort of looked like some kind of drool on it, or something like spit or something. But you know, it looks like a bit veiny, I suppose, but it's just an example. Still fun to draw. Tentacles, I seem to incorporate them a lot into my work, especially like with skulls and things like that, or recent stuff that I've been drawing. So there's lots of variations you can do. And that's what I'd say, just try and change everything up, you know, do things different, never draw things the same way, just have a go at drawing them different ways like I've done here. I think that's the best way to draw anything, really. I'd like to do more monster drawing things. I want to redraw an old monster drawing video that I did way back when I started this channel. I think I attempted to redraw something, but it didn't look exactly like I wanted it to, so I might go back to the original drawing which I did, which I'm not happy with, but that's the reason why I'm redrawing it. So yeah, there's going to be that one, so I'm going to do some more monster type things. But I hope you like this video. It's quite basic. I may get into more advanced sort of examples and things like that I can show you, but maybe I could draw like eyeballs in them, and you know, lots of other cool details like I mentioned, like skin peeling off and things like that on these tentacles. But here's another example, like a veiny looking tentacle. So there's all the examples so far. The pencil one there, which I quite liked, I wish I would have inked it now, but we're too late now. And the one with like movement there, like blood dripping off it. My favourite one there, which looks like a tentacle that's been ripped off, and the veiny looking muscly tentacle thing, which turned out okay. So I hope you like that video, and thanks for watching. Cheers now.